Hey all you cool cats and kittens, today we're going to be going over this page of your chemistry packet. So, for your work for today, you need to be able to identify the 5 main types of chemical reactions, and you need to balance chemical equations. The 5 types of chemical reactions we're going to be looking at are synthesis, decomposition, single replacement, double replacement, and combustion. In a synthesis reaction, we have 2 chemical compounds that combine to form 1 chemical compound. In a decomposition reaction, we have the reverse of a synthesis. We have 1 chemical compound breaking down into 2 or more chemical compounds. In a single replacement reaction, we have a chemical compound and a lone element. If that lone element is reactive, it can kick out a less reactive element out of the compound to make a new chemical compound, and we will have a new lone element kicked out from that compound. In a double replacement reaction or precipitate reaction, we will have 2 chemical compounds. They will switch partners and one of them will precipitate out if it is insoluble. The last type of reaction is a combustion reaction where we have a hydrocarbon, which is going to have some amount of carbon, some amount of hydrogen, combining with oxygen, which is always written as O2, to form some amount of carbon dioxide and some amount of water. So, we're going to be taking a look at these 5 problems. Remember, we need to have the same number of each type of atom on both the reactant side and the product side, and we need to determine the type of chemical reaction that we have. So, for our first one, we have zinc sulfate reacting with hydrochloric acid to make zinc chloride and hydrogen sulfide. This is an example of a double replacement reaction because we have a chemical compound reacting with another chemical compound to make 2 new chemical compounds. So we have a double replacement. Now we need to balance this reaction. We have 2 hydrogen here, so we should put a 2 there. That also balances our chlorine. Next, we have a chemical reaction where we have H2CO3 breaking down into H2O and CO2. This is an example of a decomposition. Now, if we look at our decomposition, we have 2 hydrogen and 2 hydrogen. We have 1 carbon and 1 carbon. We have 2 oxygen here, 1 there. So this decomposition is already balanced. Next, we have a reaction where we have aluminum reacting with iron oxide to make aluminum oxide and iron. This is an example of a single replacement. This is a single replacement because we have a metal, aluminum, which is more reactive than iron, which is going to kick iron out, and we are going to end up with aluminum oxide and iron. So we now need to balance this. We're going to start with balancing our oxygen. So we're going to crisscross a 4 and a 3. That looks like it gives 9 iron, and I should have 8 aluminum. For our next reaction, we have hydrogen gas and we have bromine coming together to make HBr. This is a synthesis reaction. We have 2 things coming together to make 1. And the balancing is very easy. We just need to put a 2 here. Now, if you've been paying attention, you've probably noticed that I skipped to number 12 here. That is because it is a combustion. But we can understand that it is a combustion because we have a hydrocarbon. There is carbon, hydrogen. This also has a little bit of oxygen in it. combining with elemental oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. Now, it is always best to start with balancing the carbon. So we are going to have 7 go there. We're now going to balance our hydrogen. So we have 6 hydrogen, so we're going to put a 3 there. We now need to balance our oxygen. So we have 14 and another 3, so that gives us a total of 17, and we need an even number of oxygen, so that's not going to work. So we're going to double this. This gets doubled to 14. We will double this to 6. So we now are going to have 28 and 6. So we will have 34 oxygen. 4 of those oxygen are going to be taken up here. So we only need 30 here, so I can get away with just putting a 15 here. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed and are not too bored. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Thank you and have a good day.